and welcome back. You're listening to Tracks and Turns.
So now we've watched the quali for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Yeah.
We want to start with some things that have happened since the last Grand Prix, which we haven't had the chance to talk about. Firstly, this is about Jonathan Wheatley leaving Audi for... I think they've confirmed now that it's for Aston Martin, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but yeah.
I think there's been some tensions between him possibly and Mattia Binotto, but I'm not sure. But he said it was for personal reasons, so probably there's something within the team that wasn't working out the way he wanted it to. And
really
he's going to a team where he knows at least Adrian Newey's worked with him at Red Bull.
Yeah. I don't really get why he wants to move to Aston Martin, though.
It's like moving into a burning ship.
Yeah.
But I mean, to each your own. If it if the environment isn't working for you, then sure, it makes sense that you would move.
Exactly.
Also, we got some changes to the quali rules. And as I understood it, this had to do with how much energy could be conserved in order to deploy during the quali. So that was, I think it went from 9, was it? I'm not sure if it was megajoules. Something, whatever, 9 to 8, I think, megajoules or something. And that, I think they thought this was going to make a big difference for how they wouldn't conserve as much during the quali, so we would see more on the edge, quali laps. I don't know if I saw an enormous difference. Yeah, but it felt more exciting.
Yeah, somehow.
It felt like they were pushing, they weren't as I don't know. They were still slow, of course, because they would get slower with this rule change. Yeah. But I think that it felt more like a real quality. It felt like they were doing more real runs. So yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if they even maybe they'll make some more changes to this.
They have a big break now to do whatever they want.
Yeah, because now of course it is. I think it's a month until the next qualifying.
Yeah, which is
about
Miami.
That time. Yeah. But should we get into the real session?
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like to talk about from quali?
I think it was quite interesting that Carlos Sainz went into Q2, and that Ollie Bearman didn't make it out of Q1.
Yeah, I think I'm almost more shocked by Ollie Bearman not making it through, because of course he's been within almost the top 10 for most of these sessions. Carlos Sainz being on 14th, sure, that's good, getting through Q1, and that's good for Williams, but at the same time, I don't think even I don't remember if he got 14th in the second session or if he got last, but whatever. Anyway, it's good for Williams that he was able to progress, because they're gonna start further up. But at the same time, I think I'm more shocked by Ollie Bearman being in well, was it 16th, 17th or something like that. Yeah. That's more shocking. But of course, they're human beings. They can have bad weeks. But let's hope this doesn't turn into a pattern for all.
Yeah, hopefully he does better tomorrow in the race.
Yeah. What else? I think the other big thing was in Q2. Yeah. When Hadjar managed to get ninth place, but somehow Verstappen was on. I think he had the 10th place. Yeah, and then probably. Lindblad managed to get in a time last minute to kick him out.
Kind of interesting.
It's first and foremost interesting because it was Hadjar was in front of him, he had done a better lap, which is impressive, really, because Max has been so good at Suzuka for the past couple of years. But the fact that Lindblad also managed in the Racing Bulls to get such a good time is that's applause worthy. That's really good.
Definitely.
Let's see how he manages to stay in place though. in the race tomorrow, because I'm like, I don't know. It depends on who's behind him, I think. And now he's gonna have Max behind him, which I don't know if that's gonna be great. But like, anyway,
no one wants Max behind them.
No, we'll have to see about like the Racing Bull's pace. What else? We can talk about it, like the standings in Q3. So we saw Antonelli take pole again.
Yeah, which I didn't predict.
No, this was very interesting because I just obviously thought that Russell was gonna have this. Like,
didn't you predict Piastri though?
Yeah, but that was just hopium, you know. That was like my like Delulu. Like I was trying to manifest.
Yeah.
But like, however, like I think that in my mind, I was thinking that Russell was gonna have this.
Yeah,
but
same.
There's a possibility that he had troubles with his car again, or maybe like, I don't know if it's like maybe not very comfortable with the car, because I think, wasn't it last quali that he also complained that he was having issues?
Maybe, because I think Antonelli took pole then as well.
And I haven't seen them have, like, they've had some issues with the car, of course, but like, it's not near like McLaren, who haven't even gone into the grid, you know. But like, it's very sad if there was an issue with George. Yeah. But at the same time, there might not have been an issue, and then he's just like maybe not getting along with the car at this track. So like, I don't want to take it from Kimi, because it's really a good drive.
Definitely.
So Russell was about almost 3 tenths behind Antonelli, and then we had maybe like the shock of this weekend, I think, because McLaren haven't been looking good, but like in the practice we saw like shimmers of hope for their qualifying pace, and of course then Piastri manages to put his car on in third position, I think. Third position, which is like kind of like, I'm almost impressed, because I've been like, they've been down in 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, what if you don't start tomorrow? Just like,
I'm not counting it out, like, because like
then Leclerc is third.
They've been horrendous, and that the fact that Leclerc is behind Piastri in 4th, I'm scared about that, because we've seen how good Ferrari starts are, and he's been in 4th place. I think, I don't remember if it's been both of the races or if he was one of the races.
I'm not sure.
However, I know that he was in 4th, and he managed to get up to 1st, I think. Yeah,
that's crazy.
In one of the races. So I'm not really okay with the fact that Leclerc is behind Piastri, because like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, what? Yeah. It's not like, it's not okay. And like, then you have Norris behind Leclerc, which that would be okay.
Maybe he starts.
But also, mind you, Hamilton is behind Norris, which like also...
All of this is basically a Ferrari sandwich. Or no, they are not sandwiched, but they are the bread.
They are sandwiching Norris. I'm scared about that as well, because they're probably gonna like soon pass both Piastri and Norris, and then they're gonna be in 5th and 6th place again. If they even start. Like you said, if they even start.
Maybe because they don't show up at the track tomorrow.
Because we saw that Norris has had hydraulics issues. I think he had some sort of engine issue as well this weekend. Like, they've been having so much reliability like things.
Yeah. Soon it's like world records in, I don't know, failures.
Like, I'm scared, because like, what if they don't start tomorrow? They're gonna be like in the bottom with like the bottom teams. Like, this would be like, if this is a pattern that continues throughout the season, that would be like a horrible season. For McLaren. Behind Hamilton in 6th, we have Gasly, which again, good quali for Gasly. We had Hadjar in 8th, which also a good, like, he's been good.
Yeah, he's been
like
pretty
so
consistent.
far this season. Bortoleto, who's also showed some glimmers
potential.
Potential. And then Lindblad.
Yeah.
Which This is going to be interesting because I really want to see this fight, like Gasly, Hadjar, Bortoleto, Lindblad. Like, this is like, yeah, this is going to be a good race. Like, I'm really hoping for that. And then, of course, we're going to see if Ferrari still have their great starts, because that's going to make some differences. And we're going to have to see about Russell's potential issues. If there is some issues.
I honestly believe that Ferrari don't even have to qualify anymore, because they always fly. So
they don't even at the start.
Yeah. So they don't even have to qualify. They can stand in the pit lane and then just go like.
I don't think that's how it works.
It's just my delulu.
But at the same time,
I
think that like they really have an advantage with the starts. But I don't think that's going to be long lasting. Like, the other teams are going to catch them up. But, like, we're going to see how far into the season it has to get before they do.
I'm going to start praying soon. Like a candle and everything.
You're going to make a little corner for your, like, Ferrari delusion.
I'm going to gather my friends and we're going to sit like that.
You're going to sit with praying hands and you're going to...
Yeah, in a picture of Charles Leclerc, like Jesus.
Only Charles Leclerc, not Lewis Hamilton.
We're leaving him.
You're like, I'm not trusting you.
Yeah, I do. Actually.
Okay, so this was all we had to say about the quali. So we're gonna have to see what happens in the race tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back from the race.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should discuss this start, because it was very different from the starts we've seen so far. Not in that Mercedes were slow off the line, because we've seen that, and especially for Antonelli, he's been having issues with the starts.
Yeah.
But this time it wasn't Ferrari who sneaked up from behind.
Yeah, it was McLaren.
It was McLaren, and specifically it was Piastri.
Yeah.
Who managed to get the race lead from the start.
Managed to, like, start race also.
yeah. That's, like, maybe the more impressive part.
Yeah, exactly.
We saw a lot of good racing from Russell and Piastri as well, because I think he tried to get him back.
Yeah.
Russell, he tried to get Piastri back, and he managed to do so, like, right before the chicane, I think. But then Oscar had, like, saved up so much energy that he could, like, easily pass on the straight.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of, like, strategy things going on. But I think this race was not maybe as exciting as the other ones. But I think that's maybe due to Suzuka being kind of hard to overtake as it is. Like, they would have to have some more chances for overtaking. I think it wasn't, like, it was almost the same places
exactly.
for most of it. Which
wasn't so exciting.
Yeah, it was a bit dead. To be honest, but we saw some shuffling in the front pack, like among the top 6 there was a lot of shuffling, and that was also due to like the fact that you had like the Mercedes who were pretty fast with the Ferraris and with the McLarens, so they like chased them, and then they passed, and then people were repassing and stuff due to differences in tires and stuff. But it was pretty, like, okay, we saw, like, there wasn't much happening because Russell was behind Piastri for, I think it was almost close to 20 laps. But then they were starting to pit. Yeah. Which is where, like, the whole, like, thing shifted, because most of the front pack decided to go in. Yeah, exactly. We had, like, I think it was Antonelli, Hamilton... maybe Verstappen, and then like more of the people like further down the order who hadn't been in, and then we saw a crash. Yeah, was Ollie Behrman. Yeah, into the barriers, which I have to say that looked nasty. Yeah, really nasty. Like, he had such high speed. But it could have gone like badly as well, because he was fighting with, I think it was Colapinto, right? Yeah. And I like the way he was limping when he walked out of car. Yeah. Yeah, that, like, yeah. It hurt me to see that. But after that, of course, we got the safety car, which is how the like strategy changed, because like it was always meant to be one stop.
Yeah.
But like some people had like decided to extend a little bit, and then those people gained on going in during the safety car.
Exactly.
So then I think Antonelli managed to gain some positions as well as Hamilton, which is how like the whole thing changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then when we had time for the restart, Piastri was behind Antonelli on the restart.
Oh.
But then he like lost him like almost straight away, and then there was like it was Piastri and Leclerc, I think,
Yeah,
who were like behind. No, Piastri and Hamilton.
I'm sleeping.
Piastri and Hamilton. It was.
Yeah.
They were like continuously chasing each other, but Antonelli was just checking out.
Yeah.
Like he was like putting. I think at one point it was like 0.7 per lap. So
that's crazy.
I think at the end it was up to like,
wasn't it like 14 seconds?
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that. It was like, it feels like as we've said before, it feels like Mercedes are sandbagging somewhat. Yeah, I think 13.7 I have written down. So that's quite a like big chunk. But yeah, it was interesting to see Hamilton and Piastri. Yeah. Because then Hamilton was chasing Piastri and Russell was chasing Hamilton.
Exactly.
Which then, like, all of a sudden, we see Leclerc passing Russell.
Yeah.
Like, he just came out of nowhere.
Russell just lost the place.
And then Leclerc started fighting Hamilton, and then all of a sudden, Leclerc was the car behind Piastri.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
That's crazy.
But, like, I think it was a couple of small mistakes.
Yeah.
But then Hamilton, like, I don't know what happened with him, because then he managed to get, like, he ended up behind Norris as well. So I don't know what happened to Hamilton.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then we saw Russell and Leclerc fighting almost like they were fighting on the last lap.
Yeah. We also, in between all of this, we also had Stroll having an issue. Which isn't any surprise, to be honest.
Like, I was almost surprised with the fact that they hadn't retired.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, Aston Martin is still here at like lap 35 or whatever.
Yeah. Also, Alonso finished the race.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's worth a round of applause, I think. Applause to Alonso. Also, congratulations to his... Was it the son?
Yeah, I heard rumors.
He's had a son.
I believe he was named Alonso as well.
His girlfriend. Alonso?
Yeah, I believe they named him Alonso. But I'm not sure. It's just rumors.
Alonso in like as a first name?
I don't know.
What?
No, they can't. I don't know. I'm lost. I think so, but I'm not sure. Can you really be named Alonso as the first name?
I don't think so. Maybe Alfonso. That would work.
I have no clue, to be honest. But yeah, congratulations.
Back to the race anyway. There was all of a sudden there was a lot of action like the last laps, which was really weird because I don't know where that came from. We saw like Russell and Leclerc, Hamilton and Norris and like whatever. I have to say that this was not a good weekend for Norris. He's been having, I think, issues with the car. And I don't know if that extended to today, if they've done some changes. Because, like, it's not been... Like, he was not looking convincing. Like, it was not looking good.
Yeah.
And, like, it was looking uncharacteristic, I think, for Lando.
Yeah.
We also think that there might have been some issues with George's car as well.
Yeah, he had some issues.
Which managed that provided the opportunity for Antonelli then, which we have to talk about it. Yeah, Antonelli won this race too.
Yeah,
like back-to-back wins, and he's leading the not the constructors. He's leading the championship.
Yeah, he also became the youngest ever leader of the championship. A round of applause for Kimi Antonelli.
No, but I think he said that like we shouldn't be thinking about the championship right now, but like good race and whatever. But at the same time, I think it's 7 points or something, and like he has to take all the points that he can get.
Exactly.
Because like George is a very
good driver.
Like he is a very good driver, and I think that if Kimi wants to be able to challenge, at the same time he's very young and he's very new in F1, so like I'm not counting on him being like that much of a issue for George. But like at the same time, if we want to have some sort of competition for the championship, we're gonna have to bet on Kimi to be able to take these types of points, because otherwise it's gonna be pretty boring.
Exactly.
Because as it looks right now, Mercedes do have the fastest car. I think like Russell was kind of caught up in it today because he got stuck on like in certain places, and then he lucked out on the pit stop. Yeah. So I think that might have cost him some. Yeah. But yeah, very interesting, like what that is gonna mean for the championship. Also, we want to see some sort of a fight, because we know that they're gonna be clear for a couple more races at least. Yeah. Or at least that's what we think. But now we have, I think, 4 or 5 weeks until the next race. So maybe some of the teams find something during this period. I don't know. Like they could still develop some things.
Some teams need to develop for sure. Yeah. Some of the bottom ones.
If we're looking at the standings in the end, you were rooting for the fact that like you thought that all the cars were gonna finish.
It's on my bingo, but
but sadly not. Was there anything else that like stood out, do we think? No, I just like Gasly did what he should have done. 7th place, really good drive for him. Ocon taking at least 1 point for Haas. Good, because sometimes I just feel like I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere in the sauce further down.
I think it was good for Gasly. He's still like pretty consistent. He's performing good.
I think so too. Verstappen was like fighting his car for his life. Like he had really much trouble with the steering, I think. So like I'm not shocked that it was only 8th place for him, but like Red Bull are, as I've said before, they're looking horrendous this season. I don't know what's happened, but like I
think it's amazing that they are even able to start.
He is with Gasly like almost 8 seconds behind Hamilton.
Yeah, also and the fact that he didn't manage to pass Gasly.
No, but like they both went in, like Hamilton, Gasly, and Verstappen, I think, went in during the safety car.
Yeah, they did.
Which, like, they would have, like, they are on pretty equal tires. But at the same time, they're, like, over 7 seconds behind Hamilton, which says a lot about, like, Red Bull's pace.
Yeah, exactly.
And also the fact that, like, Max started on, like, did he start at, I think, 11th? Or something.
Something
so,
like
that. Only gaining... only gaining 3 positions is not like Max, because Max is usually like driving like a madman.
Yeah, of course. It's Max after all.
Yeah, but like I don't know what's happening at Red Bull right now. Lawson in 9th place, good as well. He's been creeping up there every now and again. I think that's showing that he can be consistent. If he wants to. Like, I don't know. We just say the same things every weekend. Like, bad weekend for Cadillac.
Oh, I didn't notice until now that Albon finished 20th.
Yeah, not good for Williams.
Yeah.
Like, I think, didn't Sainz start... No, he started 16th and he finished 15th.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally marginal gains. He was 4.9 seconds behind Lindblad, who was the one in front of him.
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
Like, I'm scared for Williams. I don't know what's happening.
Of course.
And then you have like Bottas and Perez who were like light years back. Like,
oh my god.
I don't know. Cadillac have lots of work to do.
Really.
But like also I'm very impressed with Piastri.
Yeah.
For this race. Like the fact that he managed to somehow get into the lead.
Yeah.
And then managed to keep George away for like almost
That's really
20
good,
laps.
to be honest.
And then to end up in second place.
It's
in
not
front
bad.
of both Charles Leclerc and George Russell.
Yeah.
Is like, that's really good for his first race start this year. I never thought that I'd say that, like that this was their first, or not their first, because Lando started the first race. But it's Oscar's first start. I think they said
it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. Like, I don't know what they've been doing, but like they said on the broadcast as well that like maybe he has some extra like knowledge from watching all of this like from beside the track, you know. Because of course he's just been watching the computers for the last 2 Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And it's also very sad because this was the first race that he managed to do, and now it's like 5 weeks until the next one, and he hasn't driven like almost anything. But of course they do like simulator work and stuff like that. But
it's gonna be in a sim the whole break.
They're gonna like, oh my god, the amount of sim hours these drivers are gonna get this year. But yeah, let's hope that like they can tweak things a little bit more. Like hope that the development like race keeps on going and they get closer. Do we have any incidents of the day?
I believe the only like big incident was Ollie.
Yeah.
If you don't count Stroll being like, what's it called?
Wheeled into the garage. No, I think there was also some, I don't know if wasn't it like Hadger and Lindblad were pretty close.
Yeah.
At one point, but I don't think there was a lot of happenings. Oh, you remember, Kimi almost lost it at one point.
Yeah.
When I think, he passed Leclerc and then he had him behind and then he almost lost it and then Leclerc managed to gain back on him.
Yeah. He was slipping a bit.
It was very good that he managed to keep it on track.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, and then he managed to win, like, despite that. Really good race for Kimi.
Definitely.
Do we have any radio for the day?
I don't have any radio.
No,
I don't think it was so much radio.
There wasn't a lot of radio. Just
not funny radio. Yeah. Come on, Stroll. Come into the garage.
It was like Oscar had with his engineer. They were talking about the strategy. Like, if we do this, like, how many laps do you think? Like, it was just those kinds of conversations.
And people like complaining about the cars.
But I know after the race, Oscar, we heard like the little radio message after he managed to like finish in second place.
Yeah.
Like he said, well, I think once we start these things, we're pretty good.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Like, that was kind of pain.
Yeah.
Like, because like this was his first start. But at the same time, the fact that this was his first start and then he managed to get the second place is really good.
Yeah.
And also to think that if they hadn't had the safety car, he might have won the race. That seemed like,
that's crazy.
Like, if someone would have said it to me last week, I would have been like, no, you're high or something, because that's not normal. Like,
no.
Like, I don't know what McLaren are doing, this type of like these things that they are doing.
No one knows, to be honest.
But like, I think the hope for McLaren has slightly gone up.
Are you gonna start praying now with candles?
Yeah, maybe. But also, what the happened with Lando's car? Like, what have they done to his car that like has caused him so much issues? I'm a bit scared. They've had a lot of reliability problems, and I don't want that to keep on going. So like we have to see. But I'm scared, but also excited.
How are we gonna survive without F1 for like 5 weeks?
I was also thinking about that. Like, how are we gonna be alive?
I'm not. I'm gonna go sleep.
There are no racing laps.
Yeah.
In April. The next race
We're
is in
doing
May.
a quiet minute for this.
The next race is in May.
Yeah. I don't like this.
Oh no. Okay, we're gonna probably be delusional when we come back next for the next Grand Prix, which is, I think it's Miami, right?
Yeah, it's Miami. It's sprint, if I'm not.
Yeah, I think it might be sprint weekend as well. But yeah, we're gonna have to hope that we survive.
We're gonna have to hope that McLaren can start once again.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to, see you in Miami. But there might be some extra bonus material that might be coming out.
Yeah.
Before Miami. Mm-hmm. But we'll see you then.
Yeah. Bye.